Fran can hear me and see me absolutely fine this time.
10 till I go freeze.
Yeah, oh, please don't freeze this time. We're
I'm not
not doing
touching
this
my
again.
I'm not touching the phone this time.
Right, hi everyone. I'm just going to wait for everyone to start joining up. But my name is Dagna, and I've been a prison officer for nearly 6 years in a male establishment, and I run my Inside Out Justice, talking about how the system works. And with me, I've got
Fran Fattore, otherwise known as UK ex-female prisoner. I served 3 years, 8 months behind bars as a
so we've
prisoner.
got
Yeah,
so we've got
obviously.
two sides of the story, and this is the fourth time we're doing it now.
And we've got a
And
love-hate relationship, you see, because I'm joking.
ex prisoner. That's how we roll.
Yeah.
Whoever's joining, hi everyone. Can you please let us know if you can hear us fine, because I'm not running the whole live and then realizing that I can't actually be heard.
Yeah, always do a sound check in the beginning. Sorry, it's still going. It's a stinger, mate.
Oh, you need some cream on that.
Yeah, I've got some. I'll do it after.
Yeah, so I generally thought, like, because this week I've done a lot of work on videos on recall, license, probation, especially in terms of this new bill coming out. And a lot of people have messaged me actually this week. Hi, Nikki. Oh, thank you. Yeah, there's been a lot of misinformation flying about. Ajila, thank hi.
Evening.
Yeah, there's so many TikTok videos that I've seen of like ex-prisoners, like young lads that are like going on and they're like, oh yeah, by the way, this is happening, this is happening, this is happening. And I'm just like, that's completely wrong, mate. You're gonna get half the country recalled. Please don't. When you come out, did you come out on the license or did you come out
Yeah, I
just
had a 3-year,
free
8-month
free?
license. No, I had
Oh
a
shit, so
3-year,
it's quite a
8-month
long one.
license. Yeah. So I originally got 11 years, and then I got my third off, which knocked it down to 7 years, 4 months, I think it was. So then obviously I served half and did half on license, but probation's a whole nother story because I might as well have not been on license. I went on holiday and everything, mate. Mine left me basically because I started work 2 weeks after I got out, and they were quite liking because I'd done a bit on ITV Meridian News about women getting recalled for stupid stuff or whatever. No, sorry, going to prison for stupid stuff. I told my probation officer, and she was really chuffed with the work I was doing. So
Yeah.
literally, I think in the whole 3 years, 8 months, I went into the office 2 times, maximum 3, maximum. They were signing off saying I was because you have to.
Yeah.
It's only on the last year you're allowed to do. It's 1 month phone call, 1 month in probation.
Yeah, yeah.
I've got records showing the date that I spoke to my probation officer last,
Yeah.
and then me messaging her 6 months later saying, "Is everything okay? You still my officer? I haven't spoke to you in ages." And she's like, "Oh no,
So
Vicky,
fun.
I'm chasing her up." Like, no, like it was insane. But
That is actually mad.
they,
Hi,
it
Karen.
wasn't
Hi,
like,
the media.
sorry, evening
No, I was
everyone.
just saying hi, hi,
So
hi.
it wasn't like they was wrong on their judgment with me because I worked the
Yeah,
whole time. The whole time I was on license, I had a job.
yeah,
And it was only 2 different companies, and it was like I only moved company for a promotion. So,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
but still, it's a liberty because they'll recall someone for being 2 minutes late, but yet they forged the
With you.
books. Yeah, because I called up and I said, "I haven't heard from my probation." She goes, "Yeah, but it says that it signed off that you was here the other week or something." Mate. Well, obviously I didn't rant about it at the time because,
No,
listen, I had a cushy life, cushy
I.
life. But yeah, I'd openly talk about it now because I'm
But
not on
did you?
license.
So, what was your license actually like? your requirements? Have you had any, like, exclusion zones or any
No, so I wasn't allowed to hold any firearms. I wasn't even allowed to pull a Christmas cracker. That was on
Okay,
my I've got my license. I've actually got my license paperwork somewhere.
okay.
I wasn't allowed to leave the country, obviously. Um, so it was all firearm stuff like that, and that was
Mm.
pretty much it. If I wanted to go away for the weekend, even if it was in the country, I had to ask permission. Did I fuck? Um, I'm asking you to go.
You would message them and say, "Oh, by the way, do you mind if I go?" And they'll be like, "Who are
Yeah.
you? We don't even recall you."
No, but yeah, but even in the beginning, I went away straight away for the week because I come out on my birthday eve. So
Yeah,
my release date was my birthday. Fucking
yeah,
chances of that. My birthday fell on a Saturday, so they had to let me out on the Friday because
yeah,
obviously they're not allowed to keep you past your release date. So I
yeah.
got out the day before my birthday, and it was just the end of COVID, and I certainly wasn't at home. Let's put it that way. So yeah.
That's crazy. Like, I literally had, one lad that I had him briefly on my wing, and then, like, I genuinely remember him because he was working in, like, a, Orbia workshop, which is, like, basically disinfectant water, whatever, and he messaged me today, and he was like, "You okay, miss?" And I was like, "Fucking hell, Joe. Hi, how are you?" Um, and to be honest, he's not the only one. I've had several of them who messaged me, who, like, the lads that I remember, and they all said the licenses that they've got are ridiculous. It's the one that I spoke to today. I asked him, like, when did you get out? Because I genuinely remembered him getting out in 2024 because I was still working. And he was like, "Yeah, yeah, I got out in December 24, but then I got recalled for missing a bus."
Yeah, it's
And he did
mental.
and he did another 9 months inside for missing a bus. And he got out 5 months ago, and I was like, "Right, okay, so how long is your license now for?" He's like, "Till 2029." And then he can't, so his exclusion zone is his estate, where obviously his family lives, his mum, his brothers and sisters.
Yeah,
But he lives with his grandparents, but, like, he can't go visit them. They have to come out
yeah.
and see him, and that's not too outlandish. Like, that is
The
manageable, but, like,
the
some of the
problem is
requirements that I
though,
hear about, it's just
the problem is though is why are they not allowed there? There's like 8
yeah,
times
it's
out
a
of 10,
whole
there's
risk.
valid reasons. Not to be funny, you've committed a burglary at a granny's house on your estate, you know? So, rightly so, you shouldn't be allowed back there. Or
No,
it doesn't have to be a granny because at the end of the day, it wasn't
no,
till
yeah,
I
to be
went to
honest, it
prison
yeah,
I realised the effects of burglary. Do you know what I mean? Like,
okay.
and it you, honestly, because do you ever heard of the fucking ripple effect? Fuck's sake, that's part of the course. Have you ever had a sycamore tree course? Did you have that in your prison? That
Fran, if you asked me how many, courses we had in our
okay,
prison, I could probably count it on one hand.
so it was a course that I had. It's the only thing that I had on my OMU that I had to do, and you sit there and it's long ass, and it's about you have to write down your crime and you fill out this bloody workbook, and you know it's called the ripple effect and who it affects and blah blah blah, and it
Yeah,
does
yeah.
open your eyes up a lot because it shows you it ain't just your crime, it's not just your family, it's the people,
It's the
it's the children.
community.
Yeah, so and then somebody comes in that's actually had a crime committed to them, and this woman come in and she said and she her shed had been burgled. Now they were going through a really hard time. They had no money. She knitted these blankets, blah blah blah, made done whatever, made this stuff for the kids. For some reason, she put them in the shed, and I done this poem on it. It was so fucking funny as well, God, because you had to do something and stand up and read it for me. And yeah, and basically she was affected like 10 years later. She was still
Yeah.
affected. And and I was like, shit. At first I was like, oh shut up. Like it was just a shed. And as she's talking more, I thought, hang on a minute. It's easy for me
Yeah.
to go, shut up, it's just your shed. But I'm a criminal. I've been a criminal since the age of 13. I've lived on the streets. I've had to survive. I've had to do what I've had to survive. I've been homeless. I've been X, Y, and Z. So I've I've it's just it is what it is. So then I
Yeah,
said to her, look, and I spoke up and I said to her, look, I said, I just want to say to you, it's not a personal attack at you. And like when we do something like that, we just think, oh, it doesn't matter, they can replace it. Like we don't actually sit and think, so it was a massive eye opener. But also I just said to her, like, they will never come back, and she started crying. That she got to me, she goes, "You don't realize, like, you've helped me now, I can move on." She was like, "What?" She was like, "But I always thought it was at me, like I never understood it." And I explained, it's for drugs. People rob their parents, and it's not it's you wouldn't do it in a normal world. They
no,
wouldn't do it in a normal world. But you don't think, you think, oh, it's just your parents, it's not that deep. Like, you don't, of course it's deep. It's even worse to do it to your own.
yeah.
But
I mean,
when I
it's also
explained it
like
all,
it's opportunists as well. Like so many people say, like always lock your doors. You think because people all lock your cars, double check if you've locked your cars, especially around my estate and stuff. Police will go around. They knocked on my door once, like 9 o'clock at night or 10 p.m. at night, and they knocked my door, and I was like, "What the fuck? Like, what do you want?" And
yeah,
they were like,
it's
"Oh, you've
mad.
left your car unlocked." I was like, "Have I?" And they were like, "Yeah, we were literally just walking around trying people's cars just to check if oh, hi,
HA.
it's inside our justice Dagna." It's a weird foreign name, so I understand. But yeah, they were like walking around and say it's opportunists. People walk around, try the cars on an off chance that they'll find an open one, and that's your
Yeah,
car gone. So you're lucky that we found it in a way. That's what we're doing for the community kind of thing. But if you leave your door unlocked, we shouldn't live like that.
but
But
it is what it is. Back in the day, you
it's
could. But
opportunists,
But the point, to flip back to the license side of it, now they they see it from a different world, and they see it from the right world. That woman is damaged for 10 years over that man. So
Yeah,
why should you have the right, the entitlement, or if you beat the crap out your ex-missus, why have you got the right to see your family? Why should you?
no,
Because
I
you took that right away when I or
when
them,
you've committed
anyone, have
crime.
damaged. Yeah, exactly. So you can say, "Oh, yeah, I burgled something," and you'd think, "Oh, yeah,"
Yeah,
but you don't. Yeah, there's a reason for it. That family could be petrified for God knows how long. So, I think it's there for a reason. I'm that
yeah,
one that will always see it from both sides,
yeah. I
whether I
mean, I
agree with one
fully
or not.
agree. I do agree. There is a lot of very, very valid requirements and like exclusion zones, having to get into treatments. Hi, Vicky, not Vicky, Nikki. I want to work in probation.
No, I was saying hi,
It,
Rob. Just saying hello, guys.
oh,
Sorry.
hi.
If I wave,
Hi,
just ignore
babe.
me. I'm just thinking, oh, God's sake, he gets me every time. I won't remember one day. I've already said hello to you, Mr. Half Naked Man.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, probation, working in probation, I think it's like going into any social work, like social services, anything like that. You'll be very thinly stretched. You're gonna have an overload of cases and you might burn out very quickly because your resources will not be what you would probably want them to be. But if you have a genuine passion for it, please do it because there was
You
so
need
many people
genuine
that are
people.
going yeah, there's so many people that are going into it, and yeah, I mean youth work is going to be
Then
very similar as
you'd be
well.
shit hot at it then if you could deal with the youth.
Yeah,
They asked me, when I went in, I had to meet, so it wasn't the first one, the day I got out. So I had three then altogether. The day I got out, on the one where I met the second new officer, she said to me about doing it because they're actually taking on ex-prisoners doing it now, but they couldn't pay me the wage that I'd been moved over to.
yeah.
Hello. Hi, baby. Ah,
Oh, which one is that?
cheeky. My little cheeky baby.
It's like our Oreo with little socksies. But yeah, it's one of those things where it's a vocation, and I strongly believe that prison work is that the same. If you don't have passion for helping people and maybe being a bit of an asshole, having a bit of personality about you, that is not going to be a field of work for you. But if you can take nothing and make something out of it, please go and do it, because there's plenty of people that are going in working 9 till 5 and that's it, and they're just not interested in anything else. These are the kind of people who will give you ridiculous requirements for license. And I mean, yeah, not going back on your estate, that's a very common one, and that is fully valid. But things like, I had a lad who in his license had, I think I've mentioned that on our second or third live, that he couldn't go into dark alleys, but the placement that they gave him was his grandparents' house, and the access to the house was from the back alley.
Yeah,
So if someone if
they
someone
set you
if
up to
someone
fail.
caught him,
I know it is
so,
true. They do set you up to fail. Sorry.
yeah, so it's just one of those. And I mean, the whole probation system, I generally believe, needs redoing, at the same as the prison system. Some of the use was like working for probation anyway. Yeah, I mean, when we had young offenders, we had them coming in fresh from Wetherby. So that Wetherby is like a child estate, so 13 to 18. And we would get them straight from there. And they needed like a transition unit, because the support that they were getting in the youth institute was immense, because they've got the money.
Yeah.
They've got all the, let's focus on rehabilitation, let's focus on that. And then they come into jail and they are like, well, I'm used to this, I'm used to that, I'm used to that. And I'm like, well, you're getting none of those things.
No, it's so different. And sometimes I think, it's not always their fault as well. Like, how is it their fault that they choose to do the job, but the people above can't get enough staff? So, you can't fault them. So, like me, they've let me slide, but they made a right choice on that to pick up the
Yeah.
ones that actually, some of them genuinely need more support than what when I went in, first of all, no, yeah. So first of all, I said to them straight away, I'm going to be struggling. I've been struggling inside, and they put me through talking therapies that for me, they're no good, but I got on, but they got me on quick. They got me on real quick. And considering
Yeah.
it was just out of COVID, but and they just said, if I always felt if I needed support, I could go to them, which I did. But yeah, I don't, I they, I guess they do the best they can do. The same as you. What do you do when you got at 60-70% of staff? You do the best you freaking can do.
60 and 70, are you talking about like when everyone's in, or
Yeah, when everyone's in, obviously. I'm joking.
that's still 60 and 70% of
Yeah,
capacity?
so
But that's,
no.
let's not be too hasty. Sorry. But yeah, I mean, yeah, you do, the best you can do with, the stuff that you have, which is not that much. But the thing is now, with the new bill, they are moving away from like quite lax, I say lax probation, in a way. Hi, Tigun. They're moving from like lax probation and license, and that's going to be like tightened up, and it's going to be really strict apparently now. And there is no 14 28-day recalls. Well, there won't be anyway. Whenever that comes into force, it's going to be
But what,
one set 56-day recall if you breach your license.
yeah, but why are they making it even harder for people to stay out of jail when the jails are full? Like,
Well, that's
it's
what I'm
backwards.
thinking. Yes, you're taking people out, because, well, it depends on the sentence, whether it's an SDS, EDS, or whatever. And they
It's
put them back in the
backwards as hell.
community.
It's just backwards. It just
Yeah,
makes
they
no
put them back
sense.
in the community. They give them more, like, sort of requirements to fill, higher thresholds to meet with not exactly extra support. It's the same level of support, but it's going to be higher caseload for the probation because they'll be getting loads of lads, and then there'll be recalls day in and out, and all of them are going to be going 56 days. 56 days is still enough for you to lose a flat, enough to lose a job.
Well,
No one's going to hold
they're
a place for
actually
you.
probably doing it on purpose because they don't have the staff. So if they make this placement, then the caseload gets easier because they got less
For the
people.
prison, or
For the probation, because if the people keep recalling, because they're making it harder, yeah, there's going to be less caseloads for the probation officers to deal with because they're going to go back to prison, and if it's harder, they're going to come back out after the 56 days and then be doing the rest of their license.
and then get recalled again if they
Well,
breach it.
well, their license will be done. If you have to do it to end the license, it's end the license, isn't it? But what we're saying,
Yeah.
and then that bang, that person goes, that person goes, that person goes. You know, they've only got to do 10% of their people will just recall on purpose. Probation just to get their caseload smaller.
Well, no, because if they get recalled for 56 days, they still come out and
Yeah.
they still come out on the license.
Yeah, and then they come out and they fuck up again because it's so hard. Like
Yeah.
so, what I'm saying is, if it's that hard and it's that easy to get recalled, like no like messing around, so they're gonna come back out. They're gonna fuck it up again because they've just lost everything. Like you said, the only safe way is to get a job, and it ain't that clean cut. I was lucky. I was lucky. My old regional manager had a placement. I wanted to have a couple of months out, but he had a job. Literally, he's like, "Fran, I got a job, mate." And I was like, "How soon do you need me?" And he was like, "As quick as possible." I was like, "Just you've got to give me 2 weeks." I've been through a lot. I've just walked out of COVID, like the last 11 months in COVID.
Like
So
with your mum and everything going on, like you
yeah,
just needed a bit of a
but
breathe.
I knew I had to. I knew I had to go into the job. So that's the only way to safeguard yourself.
Yeah. I mean, that in a way that is lucky. I mean, some people just come out and they expect everything to be handed to them, which is also not the right thing.
It wouldn't have been easy
Um,
though for me to get a job. It wouldn't
yeah.
have been easy straight away because I was too fresh out of jail.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
think that's the problem. Sorry to cut you off. I
yeah, go on.
don't I what I think the problem is, it's not that you've been to prison, it's the fact you've just come out of prison. Do you understand what I'm saying? So
Yeah. But
so
why would that matter more?
because they
Because you're
don't
not settled
want
yet.
Yeah, they don't wanna take a chance on you. They don't know if you're gonna go back to drugs. They don't know if you're gonna go back to crime. They don't know do you know what I mean? But none of it's been tested. Like I said, literally, the job assistant manager job was offered to me 2 months after I got out. Well, they reached out, sorry. Then obviously I said, did they said, "Look,
They
I'm
waited a
sorry."
year.
And then a year later, bang, they was like, "I don't care. Everyone deserves a second chance."
Yeah.
Because I proved myself, and that is understandable, really, because
Yeah.
if I had never knew about prisoners, I don't think I'd want to take on an ex-prisoner fresh off out of the door. If I'd never been
No,
to prison and I never committed crime. If you'd never been a prison officer,
no.
truthfully, be honest, you
Listen, I'm
wouldn't, would
still
you?
in a way, I feel like I'm still a little bit apprehensive. It depends on who I'm talking to. But
But if you've
um
never been a prison officer,
no, before I was so not narrow-minded, but like you I've never been exposed to that kind of world. So to me, it was
if
that simple, don't commit crime. I never thought to myself, shit, some kids are being raised in it and
why,
they don't
yeah.
see any other way.
Do you know what's mad? I worked in a hotel while I was in prison, right? Cleaning the rooms. It's madness. Like, I'm in jail. And I, even as a criminal, if I'd have stayed in a hotel, knowing people from a prison was cleaning my room with my stuff in there, nah, mate, I wouldn't been staying in that hotel. I wouldn't have been
Mm,
staying in that hotel. And I'm a criminal myself, bearing in mind. Haven't been to prison, because the thing is you don't realise the whole vetting behind it. You must know. Do you know what I mean? It's not like someone in there that's just got caught smoking drugs a week ago can go and work outside. Don't work like that. You've got to
yeah.
be clean, 6 months,
Going
brilliant
through all
record.
the
You
yeah,
know,
all the
yeah,
hoops.
you got to go through security checks, blah blah blah. But even as a criminal before prison, I wouldn't have stayed and I wouldn't have allowed someone to clean my room knowing they would come from a prison.
Yeah, yeah, I don't think I would be fully comfortable.
So
But that's the thing. I
it's
mean,
bizarre,
even
isn't it?
now, I think even now, not that I would be apprehensive, but I would be second guessing because
Mm.
I would be like, I want to give you a chance. I
I'm
want
not
to
risk
believe.
it.
Yeah, but I would be like, I want to believe you're a changed person, whatever, everyone deserves a chance, but I've got an expensive bottle of wine in my bag, so
I'd be taking everything with me. Even my clothes, I just wouldn't bother. Just like that, I don't clean my own
just
bags,
move
I'm all
out
right.
for the day. Just
Because again, you don't know what prisoners are going in your room. So, it's and then me being a criminal myself, I know what I've done and I know what I've done in my life, trust me. So I certainly ain't letting a criminal in my room cleaning it. Are you dumb? Are you dumb, blood? As they'd say. No, but
yeah.
honestly, you're right.
Well, that reminds me of one time. This is in a way unrelated, but it's fucking funny.
It's one
I
time at
remember,
training camp.
I remember someone wrote us a letter, like on a piece of paper, wrote a note saying that like he's being bullied on the wing and he needs moving and all. It was really sad and very touching. And I said, oh, okay, so I posted him a thingy back saying I need to know what's going on. I need to know why this is happening. I need to know who is doing it because if I move you and then a week later that person moves with you, then you're gonna end up in the same situation. So I need to know. Like I'm not gonna go and tell them. I just need to know for your protection. And he replied with, "I'm not snitching. I am mad, but I fucking swear to God, he spelt it. I don't know if you'll be able to see it.
Be
I
backwards,
am
isn't it?
mad.
Are you mad? Are you mad? Is it like, are we mad, blood?
Yeah, literally, I am mad."
Sake.
Like, do you know what? Never mind, not getting involved. It was that I am mad.
Fucking hell. Oh,
Guys, if
no,
you have
amen.
to everyone that's joined since, if you've got any other questions, please put them in the comments box. We just because otherwise we're just gonna chat shit for the next hour or
I
so.
I know, no one will get a word in.
No.
Oh, my cat, the last 3 mornings, bless you, has got I'm done in. He's waking me up at 5:30 the last 3 mornings, like, "Meow," in my face, and then I get up, feed him. Like, I was putting washing on at 5:30 this morning. Are you mad?
Yeah, I am mad. Oh, listen, we stole it as the officers. We'd be walking down the landing and someone be like, "Have you locked up? Have you thing?" He's like, "I haven't locked that. I am mad."
Oh,
It was
dear.
it was one of the best things that we've ever heard on the landing. Another one. I'm just trying to think. I mean, we to be honest, like we were crackers. Like me and Maya saw, and a couple of the other girls would like walk around the landing. If our like ADHD and fucking neurospiciness joined up together, would walk around and like literally stand by the cells and going, "Can I pet that dog?" And people were like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Well, we're just joining up together." Uh, prison officer and an ex-client. I like that client. Well, yes, I am an ex-prison officer. Ex. I stopped being an officer in October last year. Fran is an ex-prisoner, but I have never locked her up. I have I have never I have never worked in a female estate. I've only ever worked in male estate. Uh, when did Fran get out? Because I am hearing in the female prison they're smoking Buscopan now. Oh God,
What is that? I've not heard of that.
Buscopan.
Yeah.
It was quite rife up here. Like even I've heard of it from a female estate. But no, we
From a
don't.
female state.
Yeah, we only have one Law Newton. But I've never heard of Buscopan being in a
What is
male
it?
estate, as in like ours anyway. It's like a prescription drug. Um,
No, I've never heard. I mean, I've been out. I got out 5 years, literally, about 2 weeks ago. it would have been the 5-year mark. I
Yeah.
have never heard of it, and I haven't heard of it now.
Yeah,
I've
it's
never heard of
like,
it before.
what is it exactly?
For IBS, isn't it for IBS? Someone
For
said.
stomach cramps. Um, it's like
But
relaxant essentially.
it wouldn't
Um,
surprise me. Like it wouldn't surprise me at all. Yeah, because the girls were smoking. The girls were smoking banana skins when the band was out. It was mental.
what?
Honestly, yeah, I'm not. Tea bags. I'm not joking. It was weird.
Oh
It
no,
was
I've
just
never heard of
yeah.
smoking tea
They were
bag.
nicking. You know the hand sanitizer. They were nicking that and drinking that because of the alcohol from the officers'
Yeah.
office and drinking that. It's just random.
Oh shit, is it? Um, but no, so yeah, Buscabana was for constipation. No, well, in a way, it's to do with that. But no, it's just a relaxing kind of thing. And I mean, it's like spice basically. It's in a way, it's like chemical cannabis, but with extra shit added and mixed with it, basically. And it
Ugh.
can be anything from rat poison through fucking shampoo, conditioners, whatever else. Like
I
they'll
should
mix
stick to the
anything with
hooch.
it. No, that's not hooch. Like
No,
hooch is
so
a
they might
drink.
as well stick to the hooch because that
Oh
can make
well,
you go
yeah.
blind.
Oh, well, yeah. Drink faster because it's getting darker kind of
No.
situation.
All I heard was a scream, "Fran, help me!" from the girl next door because she was fucking jokes, this bird. I've gone in there and this just stinks of puke, absolute puke, and this bottles, massive bottles like spraying everywhere, and it's just like literally everywhere. It looks like clumps of puke. Oh, it was rotten because obviously the bottle you have to keep opening it, don't you? Like every day, and this bottles had exploded all in her room. I was like, "Oh no, this is not the one." It's like, like, it's
Literally, if you have never seen, to people that are watching, if you have never seen prison hooch, you will not fucking believe what it is. And
it looks
the
like puke in a
description,
bottle and smells
it
like it.
literally looks like puke in a bottle. But I don't know how women were doing it, but I have seen how men are doing it, and fuck me, I have a strong stomach. I'm a mother. I've been puked on. I've been shat on. Whatever. It doesn't bother me, right? But that shit.
That is one thing I can say, hand on my heart, I never had. I had alcohol in prison because everyone was just bringing everything in. And my pals had these little miniatures and stuff. So we was just like, yeah, just necking them in the cell, but never. Everyone offered
Well,
it. I was
that
like, nah, I wouldn't touch it. I'm not desperate for alcohol. One thing I didn't even crave it.
no.
Definitely wouldn't. I wouldn't risk it. What just I'd be sick. Like even just putting it near my mouth, I'd just throw
Even
up.
looking at it, it was
Yeah.
like going. "Ugh." So basically, so now and again with the food, prisoners get fresh fruit. So either it's like an orange or an apple. It's either orange or an apple, to be honest. I've not really seen any other fruit with us anyway. So they take that, they put it in a bag with like load of sugar and like water, and because they need yeast, well, guess what? Where they were using. Any guesses whether it was either socks or dirty boxers?
I was about to say, I bet it was socks.
So not quite fucking yummy, if I'm being completely honest. But when it goes rotten, it's like, have you ever seen like chunky kind of tomato juice? It's
Yeah,
that, but it's a bit looser, and you literally have bits of like food. It's like it genuinely looks like water with puke. It's fucking disgusting, and it
yeah, I've seen that,
stinks.
Nikki. Sorry.
Uh, have you ever seen anybody on Spice in prison? Plenty, too many.
All the time. Two girls. Would you, in your prison, would you put an unaliver and an attempted unaliver in the same cell? Two high profiles. Well, no, sorry, actually, no. There wasn't high profiles, they're high risk, sorry. Would you have
Yeah.
two of them in the same cell?
We didn't.
Two
So it it's hard for me to say because we literally had on a general wing, we had one double cell in the whole jail,
Oh,
except of
okay.
little,
Well,
it was like an ex healthcare wing. So there was like eight double cells. And then, but like you had to be like goody two shoes to be then they changed it into the transition unit. So to be in a double cell, like you either had to be like fucking family or something like that.
yeah. Well, these two girls, so they were, I think one was 21 and one was about 19. One was skinny as hell, about 4'8", 4'6". She was tiny, whatever. And she had been done for unaliving her partner or
Yeah.
a boyfriend. The other 21-year-old, she was in for attempting to unalive her boyfriend, and they doubled them up. Now
Lovely pair.
the little skinny short one, she used to come out at first, and we used to chat to her and stuff like that. You wouldn't even think she'd done it. It was mad. And then the other one, and then when she doubled up with the other one, they stopped coming out the cell. They were just being really weird, like weren't coming out for days and stuff like that. And then the little girl come out. I was like, "You listen, it's not healthy for you, man." I said, "You've got to come out of that cell." I said, "It ain't no good." I said, "Whatever's going on, like with you two, like I don't give a shit." I said, "But it ain't healthy." She was like, I know, I need to come out." Da 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 da. Anyway, clocked on. Obviously, they must have been smoking spies. And a few days after that, they freaking set their cell on fire with them in it, and they were trying to light the mattress. They actually had made a bit of a fire because it was just before the smoking ban came in. Because I went in end of June. The smoking ban came in September
Yeah.
2017.
Yeah.
So it must have happened before then because we had lighters, and literally, and they wouldn't open the cell either because you're not allowed to, are you?
No.
Till the fire brigade get there. So
Well,
we all
you
got banged
have to
up.
you have to inundate the cell, but you're
Mhm.
not allowed. So
The
yeah, so
hose
you
goes
have to
underneath the door, doesn't it? Like you put the hose through the
no,
hole, sorry.
I was gonna say there was a hole in the middle of a door,
Yeah, there was a
and
hole
so
for
you
the
need to
hose.
unscrew it. Obviously, you
Yeah,
open the whole cabinet at the end of the landing, you go with the hose,
yeah,
you
and
put
put
it
it through.
in, and it seals it around, and it's like a pressurized water mist. It's
Yeah.
cold as anything, and you need to just keep spraying for solid, but it drenches everything from ceiling to the floor. It
Yeah.
drenches everything, and only until you know full well yourself, and you can see inside that that prisoner is compliant and the fire is out, that you're supposed to tell them to be by the window and on the floor, and it's only when they are complying with your
I remember him
orders
screaming as kids.
do you open the door, and that's when you can get them out if they are non-compliant. Imagine going into a cell full of smoke, someone pretending to
Attacks
be
you, yeah.
thingy, but setting the
Oh,
fire to that blue thick plastic thingy mattress, that's the most
yeah.
stupid thing
I
I've
know,
ever
they just
heard of.
burnt a massive, like, hole in it because
It's
their
so
job's
toxic when they burn it.
yeah,
But
yeah, they weren't well. But you
yeah,
can't put
basically
two people like that together at such a young age to do something like that and think not gonna end it's gonna end pretty.
that is mad. But no, so
It's not
basically
funny, but it's funny.
it is no, yeah.
Oh, no,
It's
no, I
usually
remember
finicky.
catching her. She was so tiny, and I remember standing in the dinner queue, yeah, and I got my back against the wall because like I don't know, the shutters were at the end of the thing, and opposite, I could see her, and she was just staring at me. So all the girls around her, and I thought they were about to beat her up or something because it was quite one of the rude girls was in there, and she's staring at me, and I thought, oh mate, she needs my help. Like I thought, what's going on here? And then the next thing, something I can't remember exactly what happened. I went running over and I was like, "What the fuck's going on?" I thought they were all about to beat her up or something, and they was like, "No, Fran, she's like spiced up, she's spiced up and that." And I
Gone.
was like, "Fuck's sake!" So they was like, "We'll get her to her room. We'll get her to her room." I was like, "No, I'll get her to the room. Like she's a kid, man. Like you lot have done this, obviously." So did you have the stairs in the middle of the landing that went up to the next landing, like big metal
No.
stairs?
So
So
basically
we
our landings were like sort of like an L shape. So we would have landing 1 and landing 2, then you would have to come out and then
yeah.
go
Well,
upstairs, and then you have
like you
landing
see,
3
like
and
in
4.
You know, like you see in the American movies, like you got them big metal
Yeah. I
stairs. So
know
we had
exactly what you
them.
mean. Yeah.
And she's gone up, and I just thought I had to go behind her, and she's just, as I've gone behind her, she's just literally gone backwards, like, lucky she was a skinny little thing. So I'm like, fuck it, let's get up into your cell. The officer's come round and he's like, is everything okay? I was like, look, sir, just leave, honestly, please, sir. Like, because he was sound, I was like, let me just put her to her room. And he's looking into my eyes. He's like, have you done anything? Have you done anything? Like, staring. I was like, no, sir. Like, I'm not that kind of person. Like, are you
Yeah.
fucking mad? I wouldn't touch that shit if I was paid to. But
No.
this girl then was spending the next couple of months, she's like, Fran, I think you lot are against me. I'm in a TV show when I'm locked in my cell. Like, they're telling me you're all against me, and all this shit. And I'm like, no, I
Really
swear to God,
paranoid.
like, yeah, the paranoia. And she'd never touched a drug before she went to prison. It's
Yeah,
really
for us, we had
fucks
loads.
them up.
Summer 2023 and summer 2024 were probably the worst ones. And last year, but I wasn't in anymore. But last year, it took him 2 summers. And then last year, we had 4 deaths in our prison when we've not had a death since 2017. That was the last one. And I wasn't even there back then. And then we had 4 in 1 year. But yeah, summer 2023, I've just come back from maternity. And my wing, for some reason, got a really bad batch because they were mixing it with, they were starting to mix it with fentanyl, which is extremely strong on its own. You don't need anything else. But when it's mixed with whatever the fuck it's mixed with, you don't know. You don't know what you're smoking.
Yeah.
You spend thousands of pounds on it and you don't know what you're smoking. And I remember we unlocked them on the afternoon for the yard, and it started on the yard. We had one, the lads literally caught him, because how it starts, basically, if no one's ever seen it, it starts with, they just go blank. They just stare at you and just go blank.
Yeah, that's
And they
literally
are
what
like
she's
stood
doing.
there, and then all of a sudden they just go down.
Yeah.
And that one lad collapsed in the yard. We dragged him back. Well, the lads dragged him back in. Healthcare came over. He was literally lying in a healthcare hatch. And I swear to God, I don't even know if I've got the collar. I've got pseudocreme here. He was this color. He was literally grey.
Yeah.
We generally thought he was gone.
Yeah.
And
It
then
is scary.
and then someone else said, oh, miss, I think you need to catch him. I saw someone and I was like, oh shit, yeah, he's about to go. Then I got him, put him down on the floor, because everyone's like on the radio, it's like code blue, F-wing, just everyone here. So I got another one on the floor, but the thing is they seize up.
Yeah.
And they literally go like this, and
Like this.
you cannot unlock their arms, legs, whatever. If they are seizing, there's nothing you can do. And we have to keep them in a way restrained in a recovery position. So we try to keep them on the side, because they will throw up, they'll spit. We had a lad, I mean, it was, in a way, it was funny, because he was making sounds like a dinosaur, like he was roaring, but then he was also shouting for his mum. But he was like 40 odd. And I really liked him. I was like, what are you doing? But he was like, rawr, it was so funny.
I would have
But like,
been
you're on
howling.
the
I wouldn't have
floor.
been able to keep a shut. I laugh at even really bad things. If you tell me someone's passed away, I'll laugh. I don't mean to. I just laugh at anything. I can't help it. It's just
But
like,
it's
I
that.
just would have been howling.
But now imagine you're doing that and someone's in front of you, another person on their knees with a camera on, pointed at your face. And I'm just like,
Nah, I couldn't have
you're
coped with
all
that.
right, mate. But then I'm on the floor with this lad. Then I heard another one, like another officer. He's like, miss. And I just looked at Sam and he's like, just come here. And I just looked at the lad. He was holding him by his arm, and I could see the lad's face. He was like, and I was like, yep, he's going down. Okay, he's already on the floor. There was people with him. Okay, let's move
That's
to another one.
insane.
We had 7 go down in 40 minutes. It was unreal. We went upstairs, then someone shouted downstairs. They literally opened the cell door, and the lad was on the floor, covered in vom. He had dentures in the top. Them dentures got stuck in his mouth, so he was choking on everything.
Oh.
And they just opened the door and they was like, "You all right, mate?" So they shouted code blue. So me and my mate ran down, and I'm like, "Why are you at the door watching him?" So we jumped in. There was another lad that jumped in and helped us, literally another prisoner. Moved them two, because blokes, they moved the table out, the chair out, so we had a little bit more space to maneuver, but we were literally rolling in this bloke sick, young lad.
Oh.
And yeah, we had to scoop it out his mouth, the dentures, the sick. We had 5 ambulances that day, and they get when they go on spies, they get a shot of naloxone either in the nose, like an inhaler, like a quick thing. It's like an
Yeah.
adrenaline boost, or they
Yeah.
get an injection. Well, he got 3 of them injections. The needle nearly broke in his ass because they need to. So they were like, "Pin him," and I'm like, "Have you seen the size of me?" I was like, "I can't pin him on my own." He's like literally like a fish, like a stiff fish
Oh.
flopping on the floor, and they're like, "Hold him down so the needle doesn't break." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" But it was rough.
Someone
It was
asked
so
me, I
rough.
just quickly,
Yeah,
um,
yeah.
if anyone doesn't know me, then just know that there's nothing you can ask me. Like I've got no filter. I've got, I tell my whole
Same
story.
here.
But yeah, no, they just said, how long was your sentence, if you don't mind me asking? It started at 11 years. That's what I got a sentence, but then I did get my third off, 7 years, 4 months. Obviously, that gets halved. So I served 3 years, 8 months behind bars and had a 3-year, 8-month license.
Mhm.
I think there was something else as well.
I'm just reading. Do you think the guards turned a blind eye to allow that prisoner to attack Huntley? It's not even. Oh, hello, baby. Look,
That looks
it's
like
my.
my Cheeky.
No, that's my Oreo.
Yeah, but it looks like Cheeky.
I know.
Oh
A
my
lot of our
god,
cats look exactly the same.
that's freaky. I mean, I'll go my opinion. If don't, well, you can go yours,
Yeah.
whatever. So officers I know purposely put people that unalived kids or done sick stuff to kids on main block near certain people, knowing they get their head kicked in, and let them go down to the protection wing after. That would be due to their attitude, receipt, the way they spoke to the staff on reception. Not everyone that happened to. I don't think an officer might, if I'm talking in my experience in a female, I've never worked, never obviously been in a male's prison. Um, that they would do that. I don't think they would know what was gonna happen, and I don't believe there was one officer out of all them arsehole officers that would actually be able to live with that on their conscience, regardless what that prisoner done. I
It's one of those, I think, if it happened in any other prison, as in any other category, I've never seen it happen in a male establishment. We would never put, 2 non-associates on the same wing knowing what's gonna happen, because like it's just stupid. Sometimes it would happen and it would be a genuine accident where like someone would be picking someone up for, like, let's say, to go to healthcare or to be
Yeah, take
escorted to somewhere,
meds, yeah, or
and
you'll
they just meet.
mm,
So that's an accident. No one would intentionally do that. With Huntley in particular, I think
unless
what
someone was paid, obviously, unless someone was paid, unless
yes,
I
but what
believe
you need to know and what you need to remember, he's in Frankland, he's in Cat A prison. There are so many people in there worse than Huntley, or as bad as Huntley. He's not going to be, he's not the only high profile case. Why is Rose West
but
walking around the
but
prison
but
cushy
what
ass?
what if he had a number on his head?
But that can happen to any prisoner.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying. I'm just saying though that it could be a possibility if he had money on his head, then an officer could have been paid to make something happen. But that's like 1 in a million chance. It's just
Yeah,
not
because
as going to
he would
happen.
have
But
been, because it happened in a waste management party, work party. So waste management party is basically there is
there you
a
go.
it's like a work placement. You need to be risk assessed to be there. You need to be risk assessed to be there around tools and machinery or whatever, because you go out with like a cart to collect the rubbish, whatever. So he would have been risk assessed. The other person, the lad who attacked him, would have been also risk assessed for that. So the
Vic's
lad
just put in
who
the
did it,
comments.
the lad who did it has probably been paid for it. The lad who did it is also a rapist and a sex offender. So whether he was trying to redeem himself in a way, possibly, but he's a vile scum. Like, I have no sympathy and empathy for sex offenders whatsoever, and no one can change my mind.
Vic
Um,
said, I read he was attacked in some sort of workshop. He bent down to pick something up and got attacked from behind. So
yeah,
that's
so it was.
that's
It,
easy because we all mix when it comes to work. The whole
so
prison
waste
mixes.
management party, they have shovels, they have rakes, they have bags, they have stuff that you
Oh, it's
sort
easy
rubbish
to
out
get
with.
something if you want to do
So
it in a
basically,
workplace.
what happened, they were out on the waste management party, and the lad had I think they said a metal pipe or something like that, that he um, hid somewhere in probably in his trousers. And obviously, when no one was looking, pulled it out and obviously whacked him. So, like, what you need to remember, I don't know how it works in Franklin, but in my jail, it's not officers that are walking out on waste management workshops or garden workshops or whatever. These are the like tutors for the
They're like,
workshops.
yeah, I was
He
gonna
would
say
have
they're not
officers,
prison officers. Yeah, I was thinking
but
about
he
like,
would have.
yeah, because like the garden guy, he was like a dear old skinny little guy. No, not the garden guy, the one who does the cleaning. Click, is it Clink? Oh, we call it Clink. Anyway, so he was like, you're walking around with hoovers and big, like, cleaning stuff, and he's a dear skinny little old man. So he's not a
Yeah,
prison officer. He's just like someone who's qualified in that job and got clearance to go into prison.
yeah, literally, like, these are just normal people that get in through agencies sometimes. So there is like barbering workshops. We've got the teachers that are coming through Novus, stuff like that. So they wouldn't be officers. Now, whether he had an officer escort because because of his status, I
But they
don't
don't
know.
know. So basically, a high profile prisoner will. So, for example, I was in the gym. So, right. So, there was one. I don't know if you've heard of Joanne Dennehy. She was what I think the top third female serial killer in the country.
Peterborough, yeah,
So
Peterborough.
she was in
Worst female, I think.
Bronzeville. Yeah, Pete from Peterborough. So she had to have an officer with her all the time, but anyone else that had unalived, and stuff like that, they would just be walked to work and then left, but they weren't allowed to leave that place until an officer picked them up. Like, we'd leave at a certain time and go back to our wing. They wasn't allowed to. They had to stay there.
Yeah,
So he could have been in that placement where he was trusted because he was not a serial killer. He wasn't unpredictable. She, in their eyes, is unpredictable. That's not my words, but that's how the prison look at it. She's unpredictable. She's notorious. We cannot have her unattended at any time at all costs. I think she had to have, I can't remember if it was two officers. Anyway, regardless, it doesn't matter. But she couldn't be
but she
left
had an
unattended
escort at all times.
at all times.
See,
Um,
I don't think I even
not on
spoke
the
to. I even spoke to Robson about it the other day. I am not sure, and don't quote me on it because I would have to ask my mates who work in Franklin. I am not sure if Ian Huntley was even considered a Cat A prisoner, because Cat A status is given based on risk of escape and seriousness of your crime, and but it's the it's how much risk you pose to the custody
Yeah,
environment.
that's huge. That's the only person I've ever seen in prison custody that's had someone with them all
At
the
all
time,
times.
at all times. So there was some other big people. There was terrorists. There was all sorts of people that had, that had done stuff, but they don't do that. He wouldn't. I don't believe he would have
He
had
would have
that. Like,
100%,
yeah,
because
like
he's
I.
not. That's what I mean. There is so many, and I know that people in a way won't even want to realize how many sex offenders and child molesters and child abusers are in prisons, because it's rife and it's horrific and it's a huge number. But he will not be the worst person in Frankland,
Mm,
unfortunately. And I don't believe he was even a Cat A, because he wouldn't have had the resources or the will to escape prison and not be protected in the public. I don't think he would. So I don't think he would have been a Cat A prisoner. And if anyone's interested in that kind of breakdown, what puts people as a Cat A prisoner, I actually have a video on my channel that breaks it all down based on Lucy Letby. So basically, what would need to happen for a person to be classed as a Cat A person, because I don't think Ian Huntley would be that person. I just for a second, because I saw the prison media had 9 months in Loudham Grange. Yeah, they would get Narcans and Niloxone, and that would still not, they would still pass out. Loudham Grange, I literally just spoke to a person, to a lady called Deborah the other day. A partner passed away in Loudham Grange, well, in hospital, but still in Loudham Grange custody. And what she's been saying to me, like, the way she was treated, the way, like, they would cancel his hospital appointments, and the guy had cancer. And it's just shocking. If you're in Loudham Grange, like, I kind of want to speak to you more, because I'm really curious, because it went from private to public not that long ago. What will happen to officers in the death of Ian Huntley? Should imagine it will be awful. So again, I don't want to talk too much about that, because I'm dropping a whole episode on it on Tuesday, because I've literally posted it on TikTok today, asking people if they would be interested to know what happens in death in custody. The only thing, so he wouldn't have been left on his own in the hospital. Even if he's unconscious, he would still be cuffed. He would still be in the presence of officers. And where's the comment again? I lost it. So they would, every death in custody has a coroner's court involved afterwards. So there'll be a full inquest to why he died, whether he was protected, whether there was anything else that could have been done to protect him, whether it's from his placement at work to then medical care and stuff. So that's what the officers will have to go through, just as a protocol kind of thing. But if you're being on a bed watch with someone that's end of life, who's passing away, will be extremely difficult. But now imagine, like, we're all still humans. If you're on a
Yeah,
bed watch
because
with Ian
you
Huntley,
take away that person, regardless, you're actually watching someone die, and I imagine that who that person is goes away, because especially if you've never seen that before, because not everyone's sat and been by someone's bedside when they've passed. So I like
it's
so.
not an easy thing to do, and thankfully I've never had to witness it. But at the same time, like, yeah, it's extremely difficult, and you, in a way, you don't know what to do, because that's probably once in a career kind of moment. But at the same time, like, you look at that person and you know it's Ian Huntley, you know what he's done. Are you gonna be sit there and cry your eyes out? Probably not. It's still gonna hit you, because it's like someone just passed away in front of me. So, like, you have to think about, like, I've never seen this before. This is traumatic on its own. But in a way, you do think about who they are if you know them.
Mm.
It's a case of, like, if it's just a random lad that who you've never met before, you don't know what he's in for. You just go on a bed watch with him and he passes away. That's a different matter. But when you go with a high profile, like Ian Huntley, you know, like, you can't help but know what he did. So, like, you think to yourself, like, you're not going to be harsher, or you're not going to be, whatever, but you might not be as emotional.
But you could also beat yourself up with, I didn't care. I didn't care, and then that's a headbutt because that's not right. Like,
Someone died in
regardless
front
of
of me
what
and
it's
I didn't care.
done, yeah, regardless of what it's done, like, you know, it's someone's passed away. That's the what you're looking at, and then they're like, you could that could screw your head up thinking, I didn't care, and I should have cared because that was still human. Like, oh, but it was him, but it was that, you could have that stupid battle in your head just with that. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, if it makes sense,
It
like,
is, in a
obviously,
way, it did
I know what
screw
I'm
with
trying
my
to
head
say.
where, yeah, it did screw with my head in a way of, even if it didn't come to actually someone passing away, but like you think to yourself, has that changed me as a person, that job? Because you go in and you are desensitized to self-harm, you are desensitized to people overdosing. Back then it really affected me because I had a fucking shit weekend. Saturday and Sunday, that weekend, I had 7 lads nearly die in my arms. And one of them, I literally rolled in his sick and had to scoop everything out of his mouth. Like, that's not something that you go to work and expect to do.
Mm.
But now looking back, I'm just like, yeah, that was just another day on the job.
Another day in the office. It's just normality in the world
And
of prison.
it was a bit more interesting, and it had a lot of paperwork. And I did feel bad in a way of like, shit, should I have done more? Should I have, reacted in a different way? Should I have reacted faster? But then I thought to myself, well, fuck you, you did it to yourself. Because I had the same lad, the one that I rolled in pook off, later on the same day, he was having a go at me, calling me a bitch because I wouldn't pass him a vape from someone else.
Yeah.
Because obviously he
And then
smoked
you
his last
think,
one
oh,
full of
da da
shit.
da.
And he's like, oh, miss, pass me a vape. And I was like, first of all, I don't pass. Second of all, you nearly died in my arms today. I am not passing you fucking teabag, even if you ask me. And it's for your safety. I'm not doing it to be an asshole.
Yeah.
And you literally just, and you couldn't understand. And I was still the bad guy. And you think to yourself, do you know what? Fuck this. You care so much. And it just, the way you get treated back just wipes it out of your brain. And you just switch off in moments like that. And it does change you as a person. So, like, you will sit at someone's bedside, they'll pass away, and then should it happen again, hopefully not, you might not even react the same way because you'll think to yourself, well, I'll just switch off. I won't let myself to be affected. And that's how we need to sort of work as officers. We can't let ourselves be affected. Because otherwise it'll just wipe us off.
If it's mess up,
Yeah. You what?
If it was an SR.
Fucked up.
Yeah. Anyone heard from Seamage at all? I wonder if he goes. Is that the copper?
He was in. No, he's a prisoner. He was in.
No.
He was in
As
my
in an
live last
ex-copper.
week. Oh, I don't know.
He
He's
was
just
like an
joined my lives
ex-Met
randomly.
police, wasn't he?
I don't remember. All I know is that he's been in my live right from the beginning of YouTube. I know he's got quite a while. He was in my live last week,
Are you
wasn't
talking
he?
about? Oh my god, I'm thinking about completely someone else. I think you're talking.
You're really confusing me. The name on YouTube is C Mitch. Yeah. He was in my live. Do you remember I was like, oh, everyone, like, I hadn't heard from you for ages. He's like, I've been down the seg.
It's just clicked for me, and I'm thick because there is a guy called Cliff Mitchell that was an ex-Met officer that got arrested and sent to jail. And I was thinking to myself, like, oh, she's probably talking about that person. Has he been released? And I was like, I don't know.
No, I don't think he's due for release anytime soon. Don't quote me on that though, but yeah.
I'm really sorry, Prison Media. Like, I know, I think we've actually spoken and exchanged a couple of emails. My family had to report it. Yeah, I mean, I feel like some people like go and comment, especially on social media, and say, oh, well, jail was the easiest ride of my life. And I loved being in jail. And it was just such an easy time. And then you get people who barely survived it because the mental health
Yeah,
was
that's the thing.
destroyed. And you see those comments and think to yourself, well, shit, if it was so easy for other people, maybe I'm just that weak, and it just doesn't help at all. So it's like, I'm not born criminal. Yeah, and to be honest, this is why I make prison content, because so much shit has happened to me. I just never had a speeding ticket till I was in a cell.
I literally, though, everyone's prison experience is different. Like mine was, I missed prison when I got out for years. Like for easy 2 years, I missed prison. And like, yes, I had some really dark times, but I think I've definitely had more dark times in the 3 years, 8 months of my license than I did in prison.
But
Like
wasn't
I've
it a
had a
case
lot
of
of
missing the people more than the actual routine in a way?
yeah, but the I don't know if it's something to do with the way I am, but then but the way I see it is that's my world and that is normality and that's how I see my family. I think the only thing was my dad, obviously, like that was the different, but I switch off to it. I cry about it. I struggle about it, and then I get the fuck over it, and I deal with the new adaptation of my new life, and that was my new life, and that was my home. I say,
Yeah.
Miss, take me back to my bedroom, please. Fran, what? Don't call it that. It's not your bedroom. It's not your home. I said, yes, it is. It's my home. I want to go back to my bedroom. This your fucking cell. They used to go mad, but I'm like, no, it's my home. Like at the end of the day, for the next like
Everything I
2 years I've got
is
left,
in this little
whatever.
place, so it is your home.
And it was weird. But I'm not sitting here saying it was easy,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I put me back there, and my experience could be 50 million times worse than what I had it. And that's what scares me. That's my big fear, is also going back, and it ain't gonna be the same people. I ain't gonna be the same ride. I could be fighting every other day to keep my head above water. Like, do you know what I mean? Like and that ain't a problem. If I have to fight, I'll fight. It's not a problem. But I don't want to do that. I don't want to be on basic.
It was
I don't
crap,
want to
like
be,
me.
yes. But the thing is I played the game. I played the game. Yes, sir, no, sir. Bantered, knew when to draw
Remorseful,
the
yeah.
line, knew when I could push the line, go push the boundaries. But I would never be a yes, sir, no, sir. Because I will be, fuck you. I'll be your worst prisoner if I went back. Because I did it for too long. I
Oh,
did
me.
I did it for way too long. And I would not, and I'd be an animal. And I know my sentence would be 10 times harder, but there's also that resentment towards the officers. But after COVID, through COVID, I hold a lot of resentment towards officers that, and I couldn't, if that makes sense. Not
Yeah,
resentment where, oh, I think about it now, but now I'm talking about it, it makes me feel a type of way. So I know if I
yeah.
step foot back into that world, that type
You
of way
would
of feeling ain't going
you
away.
you would bring it back.
Triggered. It'd be a massive trigger. And what? Because of the officers, because the experience they gave me.
Yeah. And I fully
And some could be
understand.
sitting.
You know, it's the officers on the wing that you get are your make or break.
I'd find it fun. I'd find it so much fun just because I know how much hard work I would be. I'd be an arsehole, and I know that I could
Me.
just stop it. The click of the fingers. And even though I would be punished and I'd suffer, I know I'd be doing your editing. You know I'd be doing your editing. Like you know that as well.
I've
Because you
always
know
said
how much it does.
if I've ever ended up in prison, I would be an absolute nightmare. No one would touch me or beat me up because I'm an ex-screw, because I would be one of the girls. I would be there, you know, smashing up panels. If someone didn't bring me an app or toilet paper and left me on the toilet for like hours on end, oh my God, I would be inciting riots. There would be
Yeah.
carnage. I would be an asshole.
But to me,
I would be telling people what to do. I'll be like, go and complain about that person. Go and complain about that. I tell you who to complain to.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah,
be
you
a
come in
dick.
handy.
Hang on, Poppy Penguin. Why do female prison officers have intimate
Brilliant.
relationships with the inmates? I couldn't answer this honestly because I think we've said it.
Do you want me to answer it? I think sorry, because I do have an opinion on it.
Yeah,
From I I understand your side of it. I don't think it's right, but some of them are just dirty fucking predators that prey on vulnerable women, and they're just sick in the head. Some of them, I generally think, because not all prisoners are scum, and we are normal human beings, and some of us are good looking to some people, and they just can't control the way they feel, and you can't help who you fall for, and they spend a lot of time with us and they get to know us, and I think I understand it a bit. I'm not saying it's okay. I fucking ain't saying it's okay, far from it, but I'm trying to explain there's two versions. There's one where they're predators, and they're
yeah.
like I said, and then there's the other one where they don't, they're too weak to hold in the way they feel, too scared to go and get another job, because that'd be the right thing to do. If you fell in love with someone, you need to leave, you need to get transferred to another prison. But you know, we are still human, and I think you can't help for who you fall for. My
I
words are
think
coming
there
out
is
all
a there
jumbled
is an
now.
also a third way. I think there is also a third way to it, and it's that kind of like, I think it's different in a female estate slightly, because I've seen it in a male establishment thing, and we've had four
Alright.
lasses who did it, and one of them got involved personally, and it was a case of she was then bringing stuff in, so she was, in a way, she was groomed, but then at the same time, I also strongly agree with what you said. As an officer, you have a power over that person, whether they like it or not. You hold the case. So in a way, you as an officer can go home and go on Tinder or do whatever. In a way, right? You don't come to prison to look for a shag, but that's what some of the women do, and I do not understand. I've never, and I think it was our first live, someone asked me if I've ever felt like if I felt attracted to a prisoner. And I can tell you that there are men who are physically attractive in there, but I never was in that state of mind where I would be like, or like, I find him attractive, so I'm gonna place myself on his wing. I'm gonna get to know him. I would never do that, because I know that would be abusing my power as an officer.
Of course.
And if you feel that you're like trying to like getting some feelings and stuff like that, like, it's up to you to then remove yourself from that situation, ask for a wing move, just say whatever you need to say.
Change job.
So yeah, because it's just not a place for you, unfortunately.
Transfer
And yeah, you,
prisons.
you are absolutely
Yeah.
fine to feel that way. Like, yeah, fair enough. But it's the actions that follow that I have an issue with. And I think that both female and male staff, currently you only hear about the female ones in male establishments, who do sleep with the lads, should be getting more and harsher sentences than a few months inside. They should be getting a longer sentence
It's a
because it's abuse of
joke.
power.
Exactly. Exactly. I can't believe the sentences, mate. Like, honestly, people that do shit to kids and people that abuse the power, like you say, they get less than what I got.
That's what I mean.
It's mad. It's
And
fucked.
it's
It's
and it's
like
just not, hang on, inexperienced, naive, and young, manipulated. That is also a factor. A lot of them are young and inexperienced, so they come in
mm,
and you see the lads who are in for drugs and
fresh
stuff
out of
like that,
school.
and they have money. They have money, and they'll buy you a nice bag. They'll pay for your lashes and nails to get done and stuff like that. But at some point, it's going to be a case of, well, I've done all of that for you. Now you have to do something for me. And you're fucked.
Aye.
It's one of those. And again, do a favor once and that's it. That's game over. You may as well quit because you're not getting out of that. If you do it once, again, game over. So never, ever,
Just
ever.
don't do it. Just don't
Don't do
leave,
it.
mate. Transfer to the prison. I mean, that's what I did.
Don't
Should
commit
do. Just
crime.
don't do it. Night tick and all. Just don't do it.
I just, like I said, I've never been approached to smuggle things in. I think they knew. They just saw me and they were like, she's just gonna laugh in my face if I ask her.
Yeah, you know when you know in there.
Yeah, but then you see the younger lads, officers especially, that are coming in and they are trying to be your pal and they're trying to pretend like they're one of the boys and they're trying to be cool.
Mm.
And I didn't care if I was cool. Didn't have to be cool to do my
Yeah,
job.
you've got to be.
So it was just one of those situations where, like, if you're trying to please people as a prison officer, you are in the wrong fucking job because you'll never do it. Hi, baby Marble. That's Marble. That's the famous internet cat now.
Which one's
And
this
everyone
one?
here,
I think
that's Marble.
is this
That's
my
not
cat?
yours.
Oh no. Oh.
It's not your Snowy.
I don't know which ones you. I could barely remember my own cat's names.
Yeah, so basically, if no one knows, between me and Fran, we've got like 16 odd cats, if not more.
Yeah.
So we're just crazy cat ladies.
Crazy cat lady. Yeah. It's a replacement. It's a replacement for having a wife. Mine is.
I still love you, babe. But
Did you have the 8 cats before or after you got together?
I had one cat before we got together. Before that, I had 3, but lost 2, and had one when he moved in. And then it's our anniversary tomorrow, and now we are on 7 cats.
Getting
So.
another cat. You gotta get one each year. Do you know what the funny thing is? It's a good thing for me because like I don't like I'm not gonna start speaking to someone. Oh yeah, no. Oh yeah. By the way, I got 8 cats. Hope you don't mind. I'm like, "Oh, fuck off and run a mile."
Like literally,
It's a good way to stay single.
He's never liked cats. When he first started coming over, he was like,
I
"I hate
hated
cats."
cats. I hated cats.
I
Couldn't
don't believe
stand
you.
them, and my ex kept going on and on and on. Oh, you got to have one of these because her cat had a litter, and I'm like, I don't want them. They're flea-ridden fucking things climbing all over the kitchen side. And then I ended up having one, and he saved my soul. He literally was like everything. And then I was like, you need a friend. You're lonely when I go to work. And then my mate kept saying, you're gonna
That's
get
what I
more. You're
said,
gonna get more.
wasn't
No, I ain't. No, I ain't. 8 cats later, and God knows how many from the whole estate.
it? That's literally us. Oh, someone said happy anniversary for tomorrow. I hope he gives you a cat. Hint, hint.
Yeah, I do
No,
too.
she
One
got
each
Legos
year.
instead.
Yeah, I have a 3-legged cat. I don't like him, and he doesn't like me. But we've tolerated each other for 12 years. I love that.
Oh, I do love Nikki. I won't say the word. But
I
it's been a
mean,
bloody while, I tell you.
I'm a partial. Those days are now gone. However,
I know, Vic. I know.
chocolate
Yep.
cats the way to Dagna Pad, absolutely fully.
Only pussy in my life.
And Lego.
You were the hamster lady.
I had them two little what are they called, miniature hamsters?
Dwarf
No.
hamster, Fran. We've had this
Dwarf, that's
conversation
it,
last
yeah.
Sunday.
I know. I honestly, I don't know when the last time I slept properly. I honestly don't. And then when I get to this point, I've been very physical all day, working hard, not what you think, because I've just cleared up anyway. Yeah, my battery's dying now. I'm just like, ooh.
Yeah, it's just like your people's
Slow
battery.
mode.
It's just social battery.
Yeah,
I've had
it
all
is literally. I'm
weekend.
getting.
This weekend, I've had a 4th birthday party for my son, and it was all Spider-Man themed. So I had like about 20 odd children in my house. So I'm just Yeah. It's, the Spaggle still remember the hamster chaos, yeah.
Oh, yes, Tegan. Yeah,
Oh,
bless him. He's a
that's so
big boy
good.
now.
No,
He's the
he's
one who
so
keeps waking me up at 5:30. He comes
I would
That was
sleep
funny.
all day and then just wake us up like, first thing in the morning or in the middle of the night, just getting zoomies.
Oh,
I'm
I had
just
to
like,
get
"Oh, real?"
literally, he's in my face like that and he goes, like really loud. I'm up, I'm up. Then you sort of think, oh, I can get another hour in quick and then turn around. Bella's like there, like, feed me,
Are
mum.
you awake?
No, I get a little nips. I'm just like, I give up. Give up.
You were
I'm up.
asleep? Well, you're
Fuck
not
it.
now.
Uh, it's
Oh, that's so
hard
funny.
feeding them all, man. They all eat different food. They stress me out. I couldn't live without them, but they do
Yeah.
stress me out. I definitely would not have more. My neighbour had kittens and she kept trying to palm them off. And my cat is definitely the dad. And yeah, and they're
Don't tell
gorgeous as
him.
well.
Don't tell him. He left his
No, I
phone here,
won't.
so if he's not watching this part of a live, I want them. If she
I'll
has
put it
any
in the
more kittens,
box.
I want please.
Yeah, and they're part of my herd as well. So, and I'm that adamant. I said I will pay for one of them to be neutered. He can live in your house. I'm not having any more. Like I am done. I am pushed to my limit. No, the hamsters have gone, haven't they?
Yeah, I mean, we had 2 hamsters.
Oh
Just don't drop the hamster.
no, they're gone. They're gone. There's no more hamsters.
We had 2 hamsters years ago, and we called them, Philly and Killy, like the, brothers in The Hobbit, because one of them was just white, completely white
Never
with, like,
watched
red
it.
eyes, and the other one was dark, so it was Philly and Killy,
Oh god.
and unfortunately, Philly got out once, and my cat caught him with a paw, like, with a, claw, and he made it back to the cage somehow, and he was still alive, but he must have caught him in a weird
Mm.
way where he just passed away. And
Oh.
Philly was just like probably
Oh.
bitten. And so they are currently in our garden. But
Oh.
my daughter has been asking me for another one, and I was like, not a chance, not with 7 of these pricks, not
Yeah.
happening. But instead, my daughter got an axolotl. So we've got an axolotl in the tank.
Oh what?
An axolotl. It's like it's an
Well, I can't understand
amphibian
your accent
little.
until I don't. Oh.
There's nothing wrong
That's
with my accent.
cubic. Nugget. I like that. I can't even remember my hamster's name. When Pepsi and Max or Pepsi and Max or something. I can't
That's
fuck.
funny.
Stanley and Max, wasn't it? Oh, it's been a while.
No where the bolts are for the custard.
Oh, happy anniversary. Thank you, Nikki. Does your cats bring
My
you presents?
cats. I literally said the other day, didn't I? Week or so ago, literally, my monkey's come in. I see her coming through the doorway, and I'm like, no, she's come in. There you go, mum. Drop me a live rat on my bed. It's run down the side of the bed. They're all hovering around the bed, but I don't know where it's gone. So I'm just like, nah, fuck this. I'm not doing it. 2 days later, my neighbour's cat caught it. Yeah, I just give up with it. I've had decapitated pigeons in my office. Oh, mate, I can't talk. My batteries are gone.
Yeah.
I'm not
Can you get
talking
out
to
when
the
I've got
roomie. I'm
some time for
joking.
your friends?
Does anyone have any other questions other than cats and dogs? Because if you start us properly on cats and dogs, we'll just go
Aussie.
for
That's
hours.
cute, Trey.
Oh,
Yeah,
Ozzy.
I'm
I
getting
just had a friend
tongue-tied.
come out today, and she had such a cute little dog. We had some sausage rolls, so he got plenty under the table.
Yeah, I'm a terrible one for that. I'll feed your pet, even if you tell me don't. Even if it's on a special diet, I'm feeding it.
Oh yeah, the same. She was like, right, Sam, stop begging. And I was like, don't listen to mum. It's okay. There you go.
Bolt are.
No. Oh, you need to take your cat to the hotel and catch them.
Yeah. Oh, that was insane. Oh, that's a whole nother story, mate. I
Do you
was,
have
yeah.
do you have cat cafes around your area?
Huh? No,
So basically, you go
no.
to a cafe and
I'd live in there. I'd pretend to drink.
it's
Go on.
just like full of cats, and there's just a Vic, hi, bye, good night, thank you for being there.
Oh, no, Vic. Yeah, thank you,
But yeah, you go to a cafe and
mate.
there is cats walking around, and you can just stroke them, give them treats. It's like heaven.
Never heard of it over here. Like my way. I've never heard of it.
Why are you disappearing under your hat?
I don't know. You
You're
know
like
when you just get
slowly,
like
just like
I was,
bye.
I can't help it. I get fidgety. Sorry.
You're just gonna do that and then pretend to freeze, and you're just
Gotcha.
gonna disconnect completely.
You're playing that.
Oh yeah, did you hear what he said?
No,
You're playing 9
I was
times, 8
pretending.
times.
Yeah, yeah. No, no, I was pretending to freeze. So I was concentrating. That was hard to keep still.
That was too funny, man.
I am a child. I am a child.
Just a little bit. Oh, what
He's
else? I can't
fluffy
see
and
any other.
oh,
I
they
can't
got
see
to be
any
crazy. They
other.
went. They Trey gives them a great character. Gives a great character, like personality. They're
Oh,
fun.
definitely.
Each of my
Night
cats
prayer.
have definitely got a different part of my personality. Like they've all got
Oh, it's the
different
same.
parts.
It's the same with us. We've got the simple ginger man. Bless him. Doesn't know he exists. We've got Luna, who's the
Hmm.
princess of the guy who hates cats, apparently. And then we've got Phoebe, who's just an absolute floozy. She just loves attention. And then the 4 babies. Tiger has completely cursed me out now. He doesn't come to me. Like now and again, maybe, but he's Freya's, my eldest daughter. That's her cat. And then Oreo must be in heat because she's literally shrimping herself off the bed, on the floor, just everywhere.
Yes,
Meows
cheapies
like
in
hell.
season.
And
She was supposed to
who else
get
is good?
neutered on Thursday, but I couldn't get out of bed. I was so sick, so I had to cancel it.
Yeah.
I was so ill.
I've had
So
a
she
rough
going to
week.
get
I
booked
don't.
in
To
next
be
week.
honest, I think my voice is getting better now. Like,
Yeah, you sound a lot better than you did on the video. I was like, oh shit. I was like, but I was so ill. I hadn't been in touch. That's what I literally was like. Honestly, I had. Oh mate, I was sick and just yeah.
not nice. Yeah, on the video,
No,
I was literally, I couldn't, like, every
you did
time I
sound
swallowed,
so
it was
poorly.
literally, oh, it was
See you
just
later, Trey.
sharp
Thank you for
glass.
joining us, buddy.
Bye, Trey. Thanks.
Sorry.
I'll see you next Sunday on Fran's channel.
Yes.
But yeah, it was
Trying to
just
get
one of
sleep.
those that
Yeah,
I've
you just
not had
popped
a
up.
bad throat infection in a while. And it was just really bad. Anyone
No,
has
bless you.
any
No,
more
you sound a
questions
lot
for
better
us?
now.
Because we're slowly but surely getting to an hour and a half mark, and that seems to be our time limits
Yeah,
recently.
it's definitely yeah. I think it's
Yeah.
best because the problem is people just don't engage. I try on my channel personally. I try not to go over an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Just to try and get the thing on it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I
People,
mean, it seems like an hour and a half seems like a good time for us anyway. Like at 7 o'clock to 7:30, and it's just nice time scale
gives you
for
a
it.
little bit of time, yeah, to unwind.
Yeah, and then I'll get like a little cutouts from it. I'll see if this time we'll get the same faces on it again.
Oh yeah.
No, it was the
Oh yeah, it's like, and there's like, or something, something funny. Yeah, no. Oh, then
But yeah, I
headbutt the
mean,
screen. Well, thank you for having me on.
anytime, and in 2 weeks' time you'll be back again, and in a week time I'll be on yours.
Yes. Yes. So same again, guys. If you don't know, we alternate weeks on each other's channel. So same time next Sunday will be on my channel live at 7 o'clock, and then vice versa.
I've just realised that I don't think I've put.
And you, T Gun, nice to see you. They
Oh,
said
thank
happy
you,
anniversary as well.
Tegan. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Hang on, I'll just put your thingy quickly. So if anyone's on here that's not subscribed to Fran's channel for whatever reason, go and subscribe to her channel. If you're not subscribed to mine, please go and do so. I release my content basically 3 times a week. If there is a particularly interesting week for whatever reason, I'll do like a bonus episode like I did a couple of weeks ago about Prince Andrew, Charles Bronson, about like parole and stuff. So I don't really comment on like the headlines themselves. I take those cases and I explain the processes inside. And Fran has been slacking recently, but go to her channel and see
There's nothing
everything.
to watch.
There's plenty of
Night,
shit to watch
Nikki.
on there. There's 6 years worth of stuff to watch. Is it 6 years? No, it's not 6 years. It's 4 years.
5.
Yeah, 5
5.
years of stuff to watch. But you know, she doesn't have
Well,
over 6,000 followers for subscribers for no reason. So go and watch. It's interesting shit.
thank you.
Might be more interesting than mine because mine is just like, oh yeah, this is how prison works. There you go. Someone, oh my god! Before anyone goes, right? I had a famous moment in Tesco Mobile the other day. So I went in with Robson's Nana and Pops just to help them something to do with Nana's phone. And we walk into Tesco Mobile, tiny village, like we nowhere spectacular. And we sat down, we're just chatting away, blah blah blah. Like 15 minutes into the conversation, the bloke goes, "I know you're from somewhere," and I was like, I'm not from around here. Like I live like half an hour away, kind of thing. I was like, I've never been in this shop before, so I don't think we've met. And he's like, no, I'm sure I've seen you somewhere. Are you on TikTok? And I'm like, yes, I am.
Oh,
Yes,
mate.
I am indeed. And so I had a famous moment in
Mate.
Tesco Mobile, and he was like, right, so what do you do? Because like you keep popping up on my For You page. And so what do you talk about and stuff? Because you're obviously in uniform. I'm like, oh, just talk about prison system. And I'm like, oh, so it's like
Follow
that
me
other
and find
woman.
out.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, so it's like that other woman, Mel. Like she's hilarious. Like, are you funny as well? And I'm like, no.
Good night.
Bye,
Sorry, I
Lydia.
was at the door.
Yeah, I was like, no, I'm not funny at all. I don't do dances on TikTok. I just
is that what he said? Oh no.
He was like, are you also hilarious? Because she's so funny. And I'm like, I'm not.
Oh mate, do you know what? It's only ever happened to me once, and I wanted the ground to swallow me up. I've never been so embarrassed.
Really?
I went to Bournemouth. Bournemouth. So that's a 2-hour
Out of
drive
all
nearly
places.
from my place. I've come out of Asda or wherever it was, and these girls, they were all rowdy, that were quite loud round there and whatever. And then I was whatever. And I've come outside with my missus at the time, and then they were staring, and I can't remember what happened. I don't, because normally she'd be like, what are you fucking looking at? But there was like, do I know you? And I was like, nah. And then she was like, who? Oh yeah, he goes, do I know you? And she goes, who, you talking to me? And they was like, nah, the other bird. And I was like, nah, you don't know me. I was like, we're not from round here. And I was like, I'm from Reading, mate. She goes, were you a bouncer in Reading? I was like, nah, mate. She was like, nah, you probably know her from prison or something. And then they was like, that's it. I've seen you on Sky Paramount. That's it. Oh yeah, go on there. And then so they're going, oh yeah, like you're famous. And then so these young lads, this guy's gone, will you sign my water bottle? And I've just gone, no. Like, I'm not famous, mate. Like, honestly, like, I'm not famous.
Did you
Like,
stand for a water
seriously,
bottle?
like,
I
I
love
just
that.
walked off. But I'm just like, this is like quite early in the evening, but they're screaming like miles across, and I'm just like, no, I want the ground to swallow me up, literally. Like,
That was
I
so
was just
funny.
like,
Oh,
doesn't
see,
make me famous because I've been on like that.
no,
Yeah, like,
no, but Pops was taking the piss because he's half deaf, so he didn't even hear the full story. And I was like, well, I'm not funny. I don't tell jokes on TikTok. I'm not dancing on TikTok. But he only have half the story. And he's like, what? You do dances on TikTok?
what did
And
he
I'm like,
say to you when you said that?
no, Pops, stop chipping in. And the guy in Tesco Mobile, he's like, well, you should.
Yeah, but the thing is you got to be your own character and people like you for you. Like, I ain't that one.
And I
I
was
will
like,
not be doing dances
not.
and shit on TikTok unless I'm
You do
drunk.
not want to see me dance on TikTok. Like, that is not going to be a good match. Mr. Nephilim, what's going on here? Very quickly, because it's about to end. Ex-prison officer, ex-prisoner, and we just basically sit for an hour and a half every Sunday at 7 p.m. and we chat shit about prison and occasionally cats. So, love
Yeah.
it or hate it, we hear every week.
Personal life, yeah.
Right, I think it's
So
time to wrap it up.
subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe to us both and don't miss it next Sunday. So so you don't come at the very, very end asking what's going on here. We'll explain
Thank you
from the
very
very beginning.
much. Thank you very much
But
for
yeah,
tolerating me again.
absolutely fine. More than welcome, mate. Always a pleasure. And we'll do it
I'll
all
speak to you in
over
the week
again
anyway.
next Sunday. I
Yeah.
definitely. We'll probably message each other like in 10 minutes time, like, oh yeah, that was
Yeah.
mint.
I know. And then fall asleep. And then I
Oh,
don't respond for a year. I'm a nightmare. You have to
that is
keep on
very
at
much
me.
Fran.
But I take accountability, and I said it from the get-go. You know,
You are.
I took accountability. I was honest with you. I told you I'm a nightmare.
But we
So
love you for
here I
it
am.
nonetheless. It's okay.
Thanks. Someone's got it.
Oh,
my cat's
you're my
only
best
love me because I
friend.
feed him.
Oh, best friend.
Yeah, my best friend. Anyway, right, stop now because I'm fucking getting overtired and I'm acting like a twat.
Same.
Oh no, it's been a
Right.
pleasure.
Thank you so much, everyone, for your questions, and we'll see you
Take
next
care.
week on Fran's channel.
Good night.
Right. Bye.
Bye.